Hi, guys. This is Dr. Gregory McLeod from Elite Traders University. And it's so good to be with you here on this fabulous Friday. And I'm just going to share my screen with you so we can see some live trading that I'm doing. It's at lunchtime, 11:30 Eastern time. London's about 4:30. So people are going to head home in Europe and heading to lunch in New York. And so I want to do is take a couple of quick minutes to share with you a trade setup that I've been working on for quite a bit. And hopefully you'll enjoy it. You'll learn something about my entry and exit strategies. I recently talked to a young man from outside the U.S. and he was basically asking me about enrolling in my course for free and paying me out of his out of his profits, and I go, wow, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and that's like a really great deal. I said, no, it's like you actually pay for food when you eat it, and you pay for your everything in life. You can't, if you walk out of the store, I know they do that in the US, go in the store and take stuff without paying for it. But I provide a lot of great content on my YouTube channel, and he wasn't aware of that. I basically told the young man, I said, you know what? I have close to, I don't know, 1,500 videos that spanned over the course of about 10 years from what 2006. It was like more like 17 years of, no, because YouTube wasn't even started yet, right? So it was 2010 to now. So that's what, 13 years. So it's 13 years of content that's there. And I've had people go through my content and just look at my content and look at how I trade and how I enter and exit the market. And they made thousands of dollars just by watching my YouTube videos, because my videos provide so much. I'm not walking you like step by step going. I reserve that for my students who invest, but I let you look over my shoulder on a weekly basis, if not a daily basis, to let you see what's going on in my trades, how I got in, when I got in, and the methodology around that. And that is priceless. So basically what the guy was telling me was all the hundreds of videos, thousands, hundreds of videos I have on YouTube are completely worthless to him, because he did not, it didn't bother to even watch them, right? He just wants the course that he didn't pay for, when I give so much content for free. And that's very informative. In fact, this is going to be one of those videos, which is you're going to learn some things from this video. And so it's my birthday. My birthday was October 12th, and this is a day after that. And I'm actually going to give you a little present. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you. And you can see a trade that, now this wasn't my typical scalping pip and run trade, okay? But it was a scalp that actually turned into a longer term trade. And I'll show you why that happened, okay? So let me go ahead and share my screen. So I'm going to share and share, and we're going to share the screen, right? All right, share. Oh, sharing the wrong screen. Try that again. Stop sharing. Share. Share screen. Okay. One more time. Okay, there we go. So you can see my screen there, and you can see that I have two charts. A couple of things, a couple of the biggest mistakes that traders do is they only trade with one time frame at a time. They look at one chart, and I call them pirate traders. They're always looking at one chart, okay? And what you're seeing here is a split screen display. I have pound Aussie. I have a 4-hour chart. On the left-hand side, that's my higher time frame chart, and that is my compass chart, right? My compass chart. My compass chart tells me the direction of the trend, and it tells me basically I want to trade in that direction, okay? I'm not trying to short, right? Because why? Because I have an uptrend, right? And so we have higher highs and higher lows. In an uptrend, we draw an uptrend line, right? So this trend, and then we have 2 points that made a line, price came back, tagged the line, right? And then rallied. And then I got long, it pulled back, my stop below the low here, and then price continued to rally. I was able to maybe take some positions off here. And so this is where I've entered there. And we've rallied to a pivot, an R1 pivot, one spot 9284. And so we're at one spot 9280 by 82. And so I actually wanted to show you, like, this will be like, people ask me, well, how do I set targets? And I usually like to do from pivot to pivot. Now this is a midpoint pivot. I could have taken off partial profit. You can see how price stopped at the pivot. I use floor pivots, right? So we want the higher time frame tells me the direction I'm going to trade. Lower time frame, I'm looking for a pullback against the trend, right? And then a resumption with this moving average of a 200 simple moving average. Now I have other tools, forecasting tools for actually predicting the market and showing exactly where that actually forecast and give me, like, why did I choose pound Aussie? That's a whole different topic. But I'm just trying to tell you the analysis of the trades, right? We want to have 2 points on a line, and this line is drawn a little funky there. You want to connect your swing points, swing point to swing point, 2 lines and project it out. And then price came right there and tagged the line, right? I can even identify this line here, right? Oh, so that was our first contact of that line. Highlight with this ellipse, right? And the second point, 2 points make a line. Here's the second point. And then pull that out, right? And then this third point is actually the first point, the first test of the line. Oh, and it's very sensitive. Just want to, right. So this is the first test. This point right here is the first test of this line, that pullback. And that's letting me know that it's a real line, that people are respecting it. Other traders are respecting the line. Why? Because buyers stepped in, green candles after that. My TSR moving average turned blue, gave me a buy signal. I got a bounce, a failure swing where price didn't break the low. And then so I got long there at one spot 9120, and then price rallied strongly in my favor. So I'm in this trade right now. This is a live trade that's going on right now. I know I've had people say, well, Greg, you don't trade live, and these are just screenshots, and you could Photoshop this. It's kind of hard to Photoshop something that's moving like this, right? I'm not trading 100 lots, right? So that's the pound Aussie. Then I went to the lower time frame chart and honed in and once I have the trend direction, right? All I'm using the higher time frame chart is to show trend direction. Okay. This is telling me I am not selling ever. I don't care how many red candles I see here. So, well, yeah, but you could have got short here. Yeah, but you go to the bathroom or pick up your phone or get distracted, look at something else on the internet, and then you come back and boom, price has moved against you. And then you have your stop and you keep moving your stop. And guess what? It never gets back to where you entered, right? Why? Because you were trading against the trend. You thought you were trading a downtrend, right? Most people are taught from YouTube videos, other than mine, draw a trend line across the top, and when it breaks, get short. That works, right? However, many of you are greedy guys, and you want this to go all the way down here. And all this is a retrace. A retrace is a temporary movement against the trend. This is a temporary move, and you are in a short-term trade, but you have a long-term target. You think it's going to go all the way back down to here. You start counting the money, and then you go away. You walk away, you turn from it, and what happens is price actually rallies up. I'm going to close this trade because it's down a little bit. And so blocking at 9,769, and I've spent a little bit of money in teaching you guys, where I lost about $200 teaching you guys. You probably watch this, but I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Right. And so go ahead and close that for a profit there. Right. And we can, we'll go to the next trade, but so we close it out and see if I can find it in here. Right. Yeah, that was that one, right? So we just drag it up, right? So we got a long way up here, and it dropped and pulled back, right? But it would show up. It would show up here, right? Let's drag it over here, right? So we got out here, and we missed this bit of rally there, right? Because I'm looking for a bounce, and we got a lower low, a lower high, so it's probably a good time to exit, right? Good time to exit the trade, right? But we were able to ride this up, and we could have scalped. And I've scalped a few times in that direction, as we start breaking out, and so we were able to break out into a higher, so basically doubled this account really fast, using this type of a strategy. Okay, so if you are I got a couple of thumbs up. Hooray. I wish I could see a chat box. I didn't make it private. Comments are not supporting a private videos. This is not private. It's public. It's public. Anyway, thank you so much for your thumbs up, and somebody's watching this. And so that's the trade that I did there. And you notice this is making higher highs and higher lows. All right. This is like the forbidden fruit here, these counter trend rally. I mean, I don't get me wrong. You probably find some old videos of mine where I took the counter trend rally, and it's really good if I'm trading by myself and I take these pips. But what happens is I tell people I'm going short, and what happens, I'm out. I take this, I'm dropping 10, 20 standard lots on this. And I'm taking my 10, 15 pips in a pullback, right? And what happens is people who are working with me in my class, they're not watching, right? Well, Greg will tell me when he gets out. And it's like, I may not, right? However, this works when I'm in my winner's circle. I trade with my students Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That's where we get an intimate group. They've invested significantly in working with me. And we get up at Pacific time is 5 a.m. It's 8 a.m. Eastern time. We trade from 8 till 10 a.m. Okay, and they usually invest a pretty good sum of money to do that. And so they would like miss out. Like, are you out, Greg? Like, are you still in? I'm like, no, I got out. Right. So I said we have to change this a bit. So we went back to like kind of doing more trend scalping, is what I call this, trend scalping, where when we get a price pullback, I said, let's forget taking those counter trend trades. Wait till this thing gets back in trend. And that way, if someone is watching TV or calling their mom or watching a movie or something, and they see me entering a trade, well, guess what? They enter in the direction of the trend, then it doesn't hit their stop. Why? Because if it's a trend, higher highs and higher lows, the trend price should not go back into the entry point. Your entry area should never, ever get stopped out. I know that's go flying in the face of traditional technical analysis and everything, but think about it. If you went long here, where does this stop ever get challenged? If you got long here, where does it ever get challenged? If you had your stop here, if you had your stop in these areas, if you had your stop there and you entered here, you would have never got triggered, right? And if you had your stop here and entered here, your stop never got triggered. If you entered here and had your stop here, this thing never reached your stop, right? It was only up to here. If you entered here and had your stop below the low here, that's the first time your stop was ever triggered, right? Because ordinarily, when you're in a trend, an early trend, a trend that's getting started, a newborn trend, and we teach how to find the newborn trends, right? Because they have more potential over time to give you more profit opportunities. When you're up in here, you have the farther you get away from the 200 simple moving average, the older the trend is. So even though it's making higher highs and new high prices, it's actually internally getting weaker. And so we will usually get some type of a failure where price can't keep it up, needs some Viagra, it can't keep it up. So it breaks down, boom, lower low. And the British people, it's a change in structure. They use that, it's like, no, it's just out of juice, dude. This is an old trend. But it was an uptrend. Yeah, but the uptrend was like, 3 days ago. This thing is 3 days old. That's like, it's like, this is like Tom Brady, in 2023 trying to play football. Okay. Yes, he is the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time, right? And he won Super Bowls, right? However, he's throwing some interceptions here, right? Yeah, he's still the best, but he's not doing what he used to do. And that's what a trend is. When a trend gets in this area, I call it the later Tom Brady era, right? You can look back and see, yes, this pound Aussie made a lot of money, but now, would you want to give him a 5-year contract? No. Right? And so you have to wait for the birth of the new trend. And we teach that, how to use predictive function to find the new trend. Because when you get it as a baby, you'll get lots of opportunities to trade. But the farther you get away from the moving average, from the origin of price, the older it gets. And the older it gets, the less likely, like here, you only got a little bit of rise. Here, a tiny rise, right? And then finally the drop, right? So just like people who get older, except for yours truly, I get better with age, like a fine wine. but the trend gets old. And so you see an uptrend, you got to know how old it is, right? And if you don't know how old it is, then you're gonna get stuck with something that you're not really happy with, right? So that's a tidbit, make notes of that. I don't know if anyone on the internet has talked about the age of trend, right? The age of trend. Now, if you're scalping and pulling out like here and here and here, you don't care about the age of the trend because you grab 3 pips and you trade 10 standard lots, you make $300. You don't care, right? you know those guys who don't care how old something is. Hey, this sandwich, it's got a little green on it. Pull it off. I'll eat it anyway. It's like, it's got a little, the milk, it's expiration. It's okay, right? The lady, she's a little bit, hey, she's nice personality, right? Or he has nice personality, not to be sexist, right? Some people don't care how old it is, right? But you have to be a special trader to not care how old it is. If you're like majority of traders and you're not that good, then you need all the edges and advantages you could possibly have. That means finding the early trends, identify the birth of trends, being able to identify when to get in so you can not have your stop triggered, right? Because here you're going to get your stop triggered if you stay in too long, right? To avoid counter trend trading and to also make sure that you're using 2 time frames. I know people will say, but I toggle between 2. You toggle, your brain's going to get totally confused. Here, I look at this thing, it's going up. I am not shorting ever, right? But no, you're going to say, oh, broke a trend line, I'm going to get short. And then you're going to get occupied. You're going to pick up your phone, you're going to go to the bathroom, and you're going to come back and you're going to be up here. Let me know in the chat box if you had that happen to you, right? You're up. I was up, honey. All I need is a bigger account and more money. I could have stayed with this. It's like, no, if you need more money, it's because your entries are stupid and your stops are like whacked as well. Because if you have your stop in the right place and your entries in the right place, your stop will never get hit. And that's how you can have consistency. That's the main thing that people come to me when they ask about their trading, is a lack of consistency. And in fact, I just had a buddy, Joseph, Joseph just nailed something. 22% gain. Look at this. This is today. I'm not. I didn't write this. Did you trade NASDAQ? You made $1,360. Look at the date, October 13th, right? He made it, and he just posted. This is like he put it in there 5 minutes ago. I get these all the time, right? $10 here, $16 there, right? And again, you can see it's today, right? The day after my birthday, right? All these guys are doing stuff on my birthday. It was really cool. They know that my birthday present is them making money, right? Like 134% gain, right? It was really cool. I know in our winner circle that you use. I go, yeah, the stuff we use is old. We use Skype, which is old. We use MT4, which is old. But you know what? And I had one guy go, your videos are old. I go, you're old. The Bible is old. Do we throw you away in the Bible because it's old? It's old and it lasts because it's truth. It's principle. And principles don't change. Yes, the law of gravity is old, but if you jump off the building, it still works. You will drop to the ground because it's old. Gravity is old things are principles that last. So I don't know. So this is my Harley. Not Harley like Davidson. What a cool name. You're named after a motorcycle, right? And he goes, totally Greg's birthday today. Happy birthday, doctor. Thank you for being the instigator of such bliss in the markets. Bliss in the markets. I'm up in my prop trading demo account. That's not by accident. So glad God led me here. God bless you, Dr. McLeod. That is really cool when people can post that stuff, right? Here's Carol. Carol has been hammering trades after trade after trade and posting. What you're seeing is their trading journal. They're journaling to me. And so this is part of our Pip and Run. This is actually the Power Trading course, where we have a 3-step process where we have students start with stage 1. They start a simulation, practicing the patterns in the market using the practice simulator. They can practice on the weekend. They can practice an hour a day. And the goal is 90% win rate. And when they get 90% win rate for 14 days consecutively, then we transition them to the live market demo, where they can double that demo account and they can double and triple a demo account. A demo account, right? Because now it's the live market, not a simulator. And then we have, in fact, one of my students, like I said, they love doing stuff for my birthday. And so this is Jamie wanted to double this account on my birthday. October 12th, he did 472, or actually 488.37% with a 0.1% drawdown. Now he's taken that account to $594, right? So yeah, $10,000 account turned to $69,000. This is my FX book. Yes, it's a demo, but the tracker is verified, trading privileges are verified. But once you have the system, right, and we do it, if you can do 90% simulation on a software program, and now you can do it in live market, now you take it to live money, and you get like someone like Cobus, who basically passes prop trading challenge and was able to get a $200,000 trading account. And just think, if you do 10% of that on that. That's $20,000 a month. You get to keep 80% of that. So you get to keep $16,000 of that. I get Copus on here. He's kind of a little shy here, but so here it is. That's his certificate. He's pretty stoked, right? So was it worth it? You know, my course is not $200,000, but how much would you pay to be able to have access to $200,000 in capital and have a system that's 90%, a 90% win rate? You got to ask yourself, it's a no-brainer, right? So it's like, if you're not in, maybe you don't have a brain. I don't know. I didn't say that, but think about it, right? And we have some good partners for our prop trading challenges, but you make 10 G's right off the bat, in this account. Oh, and no, I'm not there. But so we have this 3-step process of taking people through, and we're taking Carol through, and Carol's been averaging about 94% in her trades, right? When we have Jamie, who's been he's been killing it, just 62. I mean, stacking trades is what we do. That's how we teach people what to do, how to do it, is by stacking it, stacking the trades and making them. So again, our stuff is old, but it works, right? That's the key, right? I got this other trade going on. You see how that's going, and that's the dollar CAD. I also want to quickly show you that, and then invite you. This may not be for you. And remember, 90% of all traders lose. Why is that? Why are so many people lose, right? Some people will, Dr. Alexander Elder, he wrote a book called Trading for a Living. I'm going to be doing some videos on that. And I love Mark Douglas, but I really, really, really love Alexander Elder. This is like the day trader's Bible from the 90s. And this is a nice mint copy I got off of Amazon, because my other copy is in storage. But I'm going to be doing some YouTube reels and dropping some serious knowledge from this man, Dr. Alexander Elder, who's still alive. And, if you want to get training from him, that would be the one to do. He's a lot more expensive than I am. I'm going to close this trade out, but I want to show you because I'm doing a lot of talking here. I'm losing money, but it's okay. But look at my entry though. Yeah. Again, we had higher highs and higher lows, right? We had an uptrend. And another thing too, pound Aussie and the US dollar index moving up in the same direction. So it was kind of a correlation trade. So we had higher highs and higher lows. We had multiple points, again, multiple touch points on a trend line. In fact, even these, I'm going to use a rectangle, it's easier. So, you have multiple touch points. And once you have those 2 touch points and project them into the future, my goodness. Okay, I'm going to change this line, right? And I'm going to, go to parameters. I'm going to make it to array, right? I'm going to remove it. I'm going to delete it. Okay, I'm going to redraw this line, connecting just these two. Remember, 2 points make a line. Why connect these 2 points? And let me just delete. I'm going to delete this line altogether, right? Properties, turn off the array. Okay. So this is the 2 points. I'm just going to connect these 2 points. I'm connecting 2 swing points. 1 point there, 1 point there. Now I'm going to project that into the future using this, projecting it to the right, straight up, like that. Boom, right? So it's just just a hair off, but that would have been a really, see, it might have been a little off there, right? But that's where it projected right there, right? And also, there's a Fibonacci projection. So if you're Fibonacci guys, same thing. We teach that in mentorship, where we have this coordination of the 50%. We have a pivot points We split the difference in the pivot point, 50% tag, and the line gets tagged. And we have a pullback against the trend. And what happens? Price rallied up, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and close this out and take our money there, right? Right. And then drag this up to the actually, so you can see the actual point. So we kind of left a little on the table there, you know. I was looking for this kind of bounce up even higher, but you know, it's pretty good if you use a trailing stop. That was my entry, and I had to maybe sweat this one out a little bit. Why? Because you know, this is where I'm going to drag this so you can see it. You drag the order to the chart and see like where your entry and exits were, right? So that was my entry, right? And I had it. I endured a little heat, but my stop would have been below the low, below the swing, and price didn't get down there, right? And then it shot up, right? This was a liquidity sweep. You know, they're not going to, remember, the market's not a charity. It's not going to give you money for free. They know that people are, you know, trend followers are looking at this thing. And so they're going to try to shake them out and shake their confidence. And if you're not confident in your system, if you're not confident in your entry strategy, you're going to get shaken out of good trades. And then you're going to get comfortable around bad trades. You're going to make a bad trade and go, oh man, this is going to be great. It's going to go up. I feel good about it. You feel good about it, and you lose, right? Because the market has trained you to lose, to feel good and then lose, right? It's also trained you to feel bad in winning trades, right? The market has conditioned you. And Alexander Elder even talks about losing is almost like being an alcoholic, being addicted to losses, right? And if you talk to an alcoholic and say, and I've had people in my life who were alcoholics, is like, I don't have a problem. I drink, I fall down, I get up, no problem, right? And that's how many traders are. 90%, you know, that they are addicted to losses. And you go, well, no, nobody really wants to lose, Greg. I mean, who would want to? But how many people want to get addicted to alcohol? Are addicted to drugs, right? They have no control. They have no control. And many people feel out of control as traders, right? You don't know when to get in, you don't know when to get out. You feel good about something and you lose. And then you feel bad about something. And then you second guess yourself and say, I could have had a V8. No, why I didn't stay in that trade, right? Because it's mental conditioning. You've been brainwashed. It's not your fault. You've been trained by the market. That's why people say, well, I don't need a coach and I don't need education because the market's teaching me things. I'm learning from the market. I'm learning experience from trading in the market, trading in the live market. It's conditioning you to feel good about stupid trades and feel bad about winning trades. Is that the kind of education you want? Do you want to be trained by the market? Do you want to be trained by the casino how to play blackjack? Or would you want to be trained by a card counter? Right? There's a financial interest for the market to keep you stupid, keep you dumb, stupid, complacent, and addicted to losses. Right? That's what the market does. The market's a teacher. I can learn. Yeah. It's going to have a new stupid lesson for you to learn, and you'll never stop learning. And you will drain your account. So you either can pay me now or pay me later. I'm taking the other side of your trade anyway, because there are a lot of people who got short that trade and got stopped out. And guess what? The broker or the liquidity provider just took the money that you lost and paid me and kept the spread. And kept the commission, right? So you're going to pay me and you're going to pay the traders who trade like me, and you're going to trade other institutions and hedge funds too, because I work for a Wall Street firm. So I know how it works. And I just feel sad that you guys want to continue doing that Well, it's too expensive. Well, guess what? If you just lost $2,000 buying prop trading accounts and you just blew up your last account and now you're running your credit, you're trying to find a credit card that your wife doesn't watch till you fund your account again. Well, then you're just paying the market to teach you how to be stupid. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I'm saying as a person, like you have a bottle of whiskey in your hand, and I'm trying to shake you, try to wake you up and say, stop drinking the whiskey. Stop getting, I mean, I love whiskey. Don't get me wrong. And if you see me with a glass of whiskey, I can handle it, right? I'm not addicted. However, using this as an example, you're in something that you don't understand. And that's why they have all these really restrictive rules from the United States government regarding trading Forex, because it's like you turn into a gambler. That's why they have all these laws and things about gambling. Gamblers are anonymous, seek out help, right? Because people don't know that they need help. I'm fine. You are? How many times have you refunded your trading account? Let's get honest here. How many times have you converted the Bitcoin and sent it over to the broker or whatever, refunded your account? How many times have you done that? You don't want to talk about it, but it clearly shows a pattern of addiction, right? Whether like an alcoholic going to the bar all the time, or for a somebody going to the casino all the time, right? Or someone going to a strip bar all the time, or whatever, or going going out to fast food all the time. You can look at someone's credit card statement or their debit card statement, and you can see where their addictions are. You can see what they value, right? And chances are there's nothing regarding education or improvement or making you a better trader. But you have invested in the market teaching you how to be stupid, to feel good in bad trades and feel bad in good trades. That's the only lesson that the market is ever going to teach you, okay? And if you don't take action now, then when? And if you're not going to take action, my recommendation is stop trading. Take the money and put it in you can get 5.25% your local bank now, get a CD, get like a 3-year CD note or something like that. But I wouldn't, basically you're flushing money down the toilet unless you get help. Okay. And you need someone to show you what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And I've been doing this for 30 years. So you think I might have a little bit of experience in how to do this, right? I'm showing you. I get people to see this and they go, oh, that's fake. Oh yeah, it's fake. Yeah, I just magically, with the power of AI, just create this whole account and create all these wins in this trade, right? In this account, right? I mean, I just made this stuff up, right? Just made this up, right? No, that's what you want to believe, but that's what alcoholics do, right? You're against me. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine, right? But you have to want to get help, right? And again, I'm not here to make you feel bad. I'm just shaking you and saying there's a different way. And once you see it, this is the best thing since sliced bread. In fact, if you had kids, you would name your kid Greg. I don't care if it's a girl. Your name is Greg. Why? Because that black guy in Nevada has helped me make a ton of money using the system. If you can count to 5 and you know your ABCs and you know your colors and you're not colorblind, you can make a ton of money, right? I love you guys. I wish you all the best. I care about you. And I'm going to be doing some reels on one of my favorite books. I even got the workbook too. Oh, yeah, you'll enjoy it. Thanks so much, guys. This is Dr. Greg McLeod from Elite Traders University signing out. Remember, you can go over to our website. You can go to www.elitetradersuniversity.com for lots of great content. There's a free ebook You can set up a free strategy call with me, a member of my team, and you can change your trading. Change your trading, change your life. You see the headlines out there about employment and recession and all these things. It's all solved when you trade well. Just trade. Okay? This is Dr. Greg McLeod signing out. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.